Yep, here we are revisiting again. Like I said, Middle Earth, or MERP, produced by Iron Crown Enterprises, started production in the late 80s. This particular book here says it right here, 1988. So it was already well into production by then. So I think it was 86 when the first 86 when it first started coming out. A little vague on that. Anyway, this here is volume 3 of the character compendium, and or the Lords of Middle Earth, depending on how you choose to title it. I'm just going by what it says in the book. This particular one covers the other races. So you got the elves, the hobbits. I stand corrected. The hobbits, the dwarves, the ents, orcs, and trolls. Elves are in book 1, and it's different. Anyway, if you ever needed to know anything for the Middle Earth, a character based off of J.R.R. Tolkien's, all the basic stats and information on them are in here. There's also a very detailed description of the particular races and how they fit. How they fit in the Middle Earth world, and which you know, a dwarf is a dwarf. It was a dwarf. Pretty much the standard of most dwarves in most gaming system is based off of this early stuff. A lot of people give you an argument and say that's not necessarily true. What about this book system or that guy or that writer, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say, okay, sure, right? But we have a set standard for what an orc should be and what it should act and how it should handle itself. The same goes for the dwarf and a hobbit, which everywhere else we call halflings, right? Okay, so what do we get the halfling? Where did the halfling come from? Mythology, this, that, the other thing? No, it came from J.R.R. Tolkien. You come up with them. Accept it, don't. It's on you. Anyway, the book system itself is, like I said, you need to know anything. Here's a stat picture, even Glumly, however you want to pronounce them. Some of his ancestors, Bali Stonehand, named 1, 2, blah, blah, blah. Talks about things like the Ents folk, dwarven technology, dwarven warcraft. We got up here, we've got the Tooks, Samwise, although, frankly, I don't know. I thought his picture looked a bit. I have to go with the guy that played it in the movies. I liked his appearance a little better than what they got in here, but hey, that's neither here nor there. Bilbo, Bull Roarer, right? So here's a character the Bull Roarer took. This is the guy, is it Bandor Barris took the Bull Roarer, who led a contingent of halfling, the Shire militia, in a battle against some orcs on the green fields, and won, and single-handedly used the club to knock the head off the leader, and it rolled across the field and went down a hole, and he invented golf at the same time. It's a story that's told in the books and in the movies. Here's the character stats on it. Here's the background. Here's a bit more in-depth information. Now, is this stuff, like I said before, is this stuff just mostly fluff that the creators and writers of Iron Crown went and performed to fill out the book pages, or is this stuff based off of material and fact from J.R.R. Tolkien? I don't know. I just know that I like this stuff because, once I started reading this stuff, I was an avid reader of Lord of the Rings before I got it. So when I had a chance to play a game based in it, I thought, hey, I got to do this. And then as this material came out and I read it and reread it and then read the books again, I had a completely different perspective on the books because I could feel more in tune with the locations. That's what sets this gaming material apart from other game systems. I can think of a handful of game systems that I have that have that kind of connectivity. Star Wars is one. Star Trek is another. Yeah, I've got Star Trek, the original RPG version. And there you go. And I think that one was by TSR. I have to get the book and look at the books out, look at it, because I don't remember. Or is that Game Designers Workshop, GDW? Anyway, revisiting these things. These are good books. And if you have them and you the collecting dust, consider wiping these things off and running a campaign, even a mini campaign. There's people who've never played in them. If you don't have them and you can get your hands on a few, like I've said before, they're good material, good source material, good read just for the sake of reading. Something to keep in mind. This I wish I could go into more detail on why I think that, but I'd just be repeating myself, and we don't want that. But good stuff. Till next time, keep your sword sharp.